Hello, this is D, and I'm back with another video. And yesterday, Xbox boss Phil Spencer dropped a couple of bombs on the Same Brain podcast. Now, he had a sit-down interview and he discussed a lot of things with the Xbox brand. Now, he talked about the Game Pass growth and how it's growing at a larger rate on PC. He talked about whether or not Call of Duty will remain exclusive on the Xbox platform, as well when they expect the Activision deal to wrap up. Now, it was a very interesting watch, and I do recommend that you guys watch it in its entirety. Now today, I'm just taking a few clips. I'm gonna come back at the end and give you guys my thoughts. Now, like usual, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you guys can watch the interview for yourself in its entirety. So without further ado, I'm just gonna let the video play. I'm gonna come back at the end and give you guys my final thoughts.
Game Pass is one of my favorite things because I can play so many games that I might not have ever played or thought about playing. I don't know if you're able to say like what like subscriptions we're at or like what the growth is or like just how are things going, you know, on the Game Pass side.
Game Pass is doing really well. When I think about how Game Pass is doing, I think about both sides of it. I think about players like yourself who are finding new games, but also creators who think that this can be a way for their games to get discovered because there's so many games that come out now. Like we know that. And how do you, as a creator, get some kind of discovery oxygen for your game? Just people to play. And we put games in Game Pass, and we're kind of selective because the community tells us we don't want all the games. We want to make sure you keep the quality bar high. We want to make sure it's great games. Might not be all the games I would have naturally kind of gravitated to from a genre perspective or whatever, but I want to know that the games that are in are of high quality. Game Pass continues to grow, a lot of growth on PC, which has been a big focus for us over the last year. Our Xbox app on PC has needed some work and teams have made great progress on that. The library of games continues to grow. Console's still growing, but PC's growing quite a bit faster, which is kind of what we'd expect, just given how many of our console players already have Game Pass. It's been fun to see that. And what I really like are how many studios or publishers or creators come back to Game Pass. So they'll put a game in once, maybe they want to test it. What does this do for our business? And then when you see them coming back with their next game and continuing to come to the service, that must mean it's working for them. We need both sides to be happy. We need creators to be happy and players.
Well, that's what's so exciting also, I mean, for both of us, because like we used to travel so much and like thankfully now like at our parents' house, we both have Xboxes there. So
Nice.
We're set. But like when you're going somewhere and you don't want to bring an Xbox, to be able to play a lot of these games, not only on mobile, but on a PC is so incredible. And I think that's just so super powerful to be able to play on whatever console or whatever PC you have.
It's always been a hard thing with games. Like if I think about my music, I'm a big music person. Like I can listen to my music wherever I go. I can be sitting in an airplane seat, wherever I am. I can listen to music. And more video showed up that way. I'm old enough to remember where you had to go to your TV to watch video. But now most people are watching video on their phone or on their iPad or whatever's in front of them. And gaming has always been one of those things that was mostly locked to this, like the television. I have to be in front of my television in order to go play the games I like to go play, and really giving people choice on where they go play so that when they're away from their console or away from their PC, they can continue and not only play, but they can connect to their friends. So in your multiplayer games, even though I'm sitting on my G Cloud and I'm in a hotel room, I'm sitting there playing Grounded with people. And for them, I'm just on Xbox.
What are you able to tell us about kind of like the future of Xbox, whether that's, you know, game related or, you know, any partnerships or anything that's happening? What are you allowed to say?
I'll check with my boss, like Satya. I'll call Satya. Hey, Satya, what can I say?
Oh, we actually have him on the Teams now.
Do you? On Teams. You get that on brand, on Microsoft brand with Teams.
Not my first time.
No. One thing we've definitely heard loud and clear is it's been too long since we've shipped kind of what people would say is a big first party game. We can have our excuses on COVID and other things, but in the end, I know people invest in our platform and they want to have great games. We're excited about 2023. And we've talked about games that are coming and those games are tracking well. We're kind of out of what COVID did to the production schedule. And as an industry, I think we have fewer games this holiday than we've had in a while. When you just think about the launches, you mentioned Call of Duty's coming, God of War's coming, which is great. Nintendo's had a good year, but I'd say in general, we've been a little light. But I look at 2023, and there's a great lineup of games coming that I'm excited about. Getting our first real Xbox first party games out of Bethesda, having them ship with Redfall and Starfield will be a lot of fun. As I mentioned, we're doing a lot more work on PC. Because I think PC is important. We have a big update to our Xbox app that's actually coming in a couple weeks. And we've been constantly working, taking the feedback. We're investing more and more in stuff we're doing on cloud. to enable people to play games where they can, wherever they want to go play. The partnerships have been interesting. Logitech just shipped a device. Razer just shipped a new device. We did our Samsung TV app. And I'm saying we're just going to continue focus on bringing great games to more people and giving them choice and value in where they want to go play. Longer term, we're all in. We're thinking about new hardware. We're thinking about new styles of games, new partnerships, new first party things that we can go do. We're also spending more time even thinking about mobile and what do we mean for mobile players, because we don't really mean anything for mobile players right now. So it's just an exciting time. All that said, I'm also, not to make it a downer, but I'm conscious that the economy right now is hitting our customers in different ways. We hear about that. So we do think it's important that gaming stays as not only we're talking about a way to connect when we're separate from each other, but also a real kind of cost-effective way for people to entertain. Because as families come under more pressure, gaming can be a nice outlet, whether it's Game Pass or games that you already own or the console that you already own. Just being able to, at a kind of affordable level, have families play and have fun together, I think is an important time. We are definitely a business around people having to want to do what we do. We're not a utility, we're not work, we're fun. People have to, with their heart, have to want to come and play Xbox, and we're going to constantly work to earn that love.
So I guess another thing, obviously I'm a huge Call of Duty fan. Yeah. So the Activision news, I think, was pretty shocking to so many people. So how's that all kind of going to play out?
Yeah, so we're in regulatory process right now, which means we don't have any decision making or any authority over obviously what Activision's doing. They're their own business, standalone. We announced in January of 2022 our intent to acquire Activision Blizzard King. And now we are in the regulatory process, which means I spend a lot of time in front of regulators talking about this industry and what our intent is with the deal. We expect that it will close in this fiscal year for Microsoft, which is this crazy thing that ends in June. I know I pick June to end our fiscal year, but it's in June. We think kind of in that time frame is when it will close, is what we announced at the beginning. I'm pretty confident in the deal closing. Like I said, I'm spending time with regulators. I think they're asking good, honest questions about a big deal. As you mentioned, something the biggest deal Microsoft's ever done, definitely the biggest deal I've ever done. Keeps me up at night sometimes.
I think it's keeping me up at night.
It's keeping us all up with what's going to happen, but it's okay. It's a good thing.
I'm excited about the opportunity. I know a lot of the teams there. We've been working with them for years in terms of shipping great games on the platform. They just have skills that we don't have. Definitely, as we were talking about platforms, they've done so much on mobile that we've never done. When I think about the back catalog at places like Blizzard and Activision, I think there's incredible just treasure trove of games to go look at. The teams there are very motivated to continue to make progress on the work that they're doing in building games. So I'm spending a lot of time, as is the team, with regulation. I know it's a normal part of the process. I'm confident and I'm excited. I think I'm going to learn a ton as we go through this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. I mean, how do you see that kind of going forward for Xbox? Will that mean more games, or will that mean, and I know a lot of people were upset thinking this is going to be not on PlayStation anymore. What's going to happen? And I mean, obviously that would be segregating a huge audience of gamers.
Yeah, so we're not taking Call of Duty from PlayStation. I know that, which isn't exactly what you asked, but just punch that one in the nose.
Yes.
That's not our intent. Our intent is not to do that. And as long as there's a PlayStation out there to ship to, our intent is that we continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation, similar to what we've done with Minecraft since we've owned that. We've expanded the places where people can play Minecraft. We haven't reduced the places, and it's been good. It's been good for the Minecraft community, in my opinion. And I want to do the same as we think about where Call of Duty can go over the years. For Xbox itself, players who have invested in our console, I think the biggest addition that you're going to see is some great games coming to Game Pass, to go to the Game Pass love. This isn't going to be about pulling, as I said, those communities off of other platforms, but I want to be a great place for people to see those games. The more and more we think about Xbox as a place that I go to play games across many different screens, I think the capability that Activision Blizzard can have across those screens can be helpful to us as teams, because they've done a nice job. If we look at where people play their games today, they've been on this journey for a while, and I think they can teach our teams some things in that space, and we can learn, and we get to go play with some old games.
That's great. That is very exciting. I'm sure the initial backlash was probably people being like, you're taking this away from us, but that's the one thing that I love about Xbox, and you've said many times you want everyone to play games. At the end of the day, you just want to be inclusive, and you want to expand and have, as many people as possible playing as many games and having access to it. So that is one thing that I love about, Xbox.
There's definitely a sentiment out there sometimes where it's kind of the two may enter, one may leave, like that there's only one winner in gaming. I tend not to look at it that way. Mm-hmm. I think the winner is us when we get to play great new games that come out. I think that's the important thing that we try to focus on. Honestly, like we build a deal model and whatever that means, but as we look at it, nowhere in this deal is PlayStation kind of going down in its share or anything else. That wasn't part of our model at all, and what we were trying to go do. But I also know PlayStation rightfully over the years has earned a lot of fans that love their PlayStation, and they've earned that as a company. So I understand people can get worried when they hear this kind of news and they're like, okay, what's going to happen to the platform that I love to go play on? And that's why right after it came out that we announced the deal, I know Twitter's kind of a funny place to talk about policy, but I tweeted out, and it was right, that I'd have a conversation with them that our intent isn't that Call of Duty won't go anywhere. And I wanted to get that out early because, as you said, like uncertainty just makes things boil over.
Because that would be my first thought as well. It's like, wait, that's a competitor. So that doesn't make any sense. But obviously that's not the case. So it's very, very exciting.
So there you have it. Phil Spencer has confirmed that Call of Duty will remain on the PlayStation platform. Now, Sony recently has really been complaining that Call of Duty will not remain on their platform, that Microsoft only guaranteed the game to be on there for 3 years after the contract ends. Now, Phil Spencer directly said that as long as a PlayStation is being made, Call of Duty will remain on that platform, that they will not remove it from there, and that they have no intentions to do so. So it appears all of this concern from Sony is unwarranted. Well, we kind of knew this. Sony just does not want this deal to go through because they know it will affect their bottom line. This will help bolster Game Pass. A lot more subscribers will come to the service because, let's be honest, Activision, they have a catalog of games. They are a juggernaut in this industry, and it's just a good thing for Xbox as well as Game Pass. Now, he also said that he expects this deal to wrap up in early 2023 and that he's very confident that this deal will go through. So for me personally, as an Xbox fan, I thought this interview was really comforting to know that Microsoft, or Phil Spencer in particular, is confident that this deal will go through. And also, if you're a PlayStation fan, you should take some comfort to know that Microsoft is not planning to remove Call of Duty from the PlayStation platform. He went on to say it's going to be similar like Minecraft, just how Minecraft remained on other platforms. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Were you kind of intrigued like myself to see that PC growth of Game Pass is at such a high level? PC, I gotta say, over the last year and a half has really been growing. A lot of people have been switching over to PC. Some people play on both consoles and PC. I'm one of those people, but PC, you have a lot more freedom. If you can afford it, you can get the top end hardware and not have to worry about 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second. You can get 120, 240, depending on the resolution, depending on your hardware. PC is a great place to play, and I gotta be honest with you guys, with Game Pass on PC, it's just like a no-brainer for me. I play a lot of my games on PC now. Of course, I still play my console because I like to play multiplayer on consoles. There's a lot less cheaters. Some of the sports games, I find it plays better on the consoles. But overall, I gotta say, PC is definitely king. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think about all of this. So please let me know in the comment section down below. And like I usually say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one.